Hello, my name is Juan Carlos Muñoz, and today I'm going to present you the book The Beast of Baskerville. So, let's start. First, we have this sentence. Kids, fiction is the truth inside the light, and the truth of this fiction is simple enough. The magic exists. Stephen King. Okay, so, the agenda. These are the topics we are going to talk about. First, we're going to talk about the author, then about the book. Then I'm going to make a text analysis of my book. We are going to analyze the form, the format, the genre, the register, the audience, the purpose, the characters, the perspective, the point of view, the plot, and finally the characterization. Then I'm going to tell you why you should read this book. And finally, I'm going to show you the references. So let's start. The authors. The authors of my book are Annette Cascon and Gina Cascon. Both of them were born in Trenton, New Jersey, and they are sisters. They have a saga of books called The Same Stories. This saga consists of a total of 15 books, and mostly of their books are fiction, horror, and terror. Now, the book. The book The Beast of Baskerville was published of 1987. It has a total of 26 chapters and it is part of the saga Dead Time Stories. And here you have a picture of my book. Okay, now what motivated them to write books? So in an interview, Annette Cascon says that what inspired them to start what inspired Gina and Annette Cascon to start writing horror stories was when they were children. So when they were little, both of the sisters liked to write horror stories and see which of their stories was more scary. Now, the form and the format. So, the form of the text is written text, and the specific text type or the or the format is novel and it have chapters. So here you can see that there's chapters, chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. And here is the written text. Another reason about why because it's why is written text is that it have grapheme. So, what is the definition of grapheme? So, grapheme it is the smallest unit of a written system of any given language. The genre. So, in this case, the genre of my book is fiction. So, fiction is based on the author's imagination, and obviously it's not real. We can include like myths or legends or fairy tales. So in this case, my book is fiction because the story tells a legend of a beast, the beast of Baskerville, and also in some parts of the book it talks about witches. So those are legends. So here you can see there really were witches in Baskerville, or the beast is after us. So those are imaginary situations. Now the language register. So in total, we have three types of language register: the formal, informal, and neutral. So you're asking, what is language register? So language register is the level and style of your writing, and normally it should be appropriated for the situation you are writing. So in this case, the language register of my book is neutral, so it is not necessary to include formal or informal register, and it's appropriate for technical writings. So here you can see it has contractions, but most of the book is written in a neutral way. Here you can see. Now, the audience. The text is a mass media audience. It is a text that can be read by anyone, and also it can be sold by everyone to and anyone who can acquire it. But it's more directly to the teenagers. because the book tells us how a group of children mysteriously begins to disappear. Now, the purpose. The purpose of my book is to end. So, first we have three purposes: to to persuade, to inform, and to entertain. So, in this case, the purpose of my book is to entertain. Why? Because it tells fairy fiction stories that cannot happen in the real life. Now, the characters. So, the main characters are Adam, Eugene, Jimmy Leeds, Stacy, and Chris. And the secondary characters are Dougie, Travis, Vanessa, Jay, Didi, Eric, Shauna, Jen, Itzy, and Rob. The perspective. The story is told from the perspective of a group of children who mysteriously disappear. Yet a part of that group has to search for them. Now, the point of view. Most of the book is written in third person omniscient. So, what does it mean? That means that the narrator knows all the characters' thoughts. So, here are some examples of third person omniscient in my book. So, first, we have he knew there was no way he'd be able to take Stacy out of it, to talk Stacy out of it. So, in this case, we have the narrator know what he is thinking. Next, he also knew there was no way he ever able to live with himself if something terrible happened to her. Another example, Adam wondered as he and Stacy pulled open the door and followed Ixie to the barn. And the last example, the last thing in the world he wanted to do was climb Dead Man's Hill. So in all these examples, the 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 author knows all the thoughts of the character. Now, the let's talk the plot. So, the beginning. Okay, so one day, Adam and Eugene were climbing the Dead Man's Hills because they were going to Jimmy Lee's party. So, when they were climbing the hill, JJ's mother or Jimmy Lee's mother appeared, and she asked them where they were going. They told her that at Jimmy Lee's party, and she yelled at him that there was not going to be a party, and told them that they have to leave. Build up. Adam and Eugene decided to escape to Adam's backyard. They were so scared. Then, all the children in the neighborhood decided to make a tent camp, and Adam and Eugene told to everyone what happened with JJ or Jimmy Lee and his mother. When everything was ready, all the guys decided to play hide and seek. But they did it. But when they did, Jimmy Lee appeared, and he decided to play with them. But suddenly, he disappeared, and everyone thought he was dead. Everybody thought he was eaten by the beast. So, then Dougie and Travis disappear, but Adam thought it was a joke. Why? Because Dougie and Travis liked to scare Eugene with the beast. So they went for looking for them. While searching for them, all their friends began to disappear, except Stacy and Chris. The problem: when they were looking for their friends, and they discover a secret room into a pipe. So they get in there, but there was no escape. They enter into a secret room into the pipe. Finally, Itzy, Stacy's dog, found a hatch on the roof, so they escaped through there. But when they get out, they were in the top of Dead Man Hill. Suddenly, Stacy's dog ran out and fell into a well. So Adam and Stacy went for look for the door. Resolution: they found the dog, but it seems they were entering to a house and not into a well. They were so scared, so they got the dog and they decided to escape. When they were about to escape, Eugene and Chris wasn't out of the well, so it was hard to Adam and Stacy to escape. However, Adam climbed a rope, and he tried to get out of there. Stacy, and he tried to get out of there, Stacy, but it was too hard. So he went for a look to Eugene and Chris, but he didn't find them. So he went back with Stacy, but she wasn't on the well. Then the beast appeared and took Adam to a secret room where his friends were. While they were going to a secret room, the beast told to Adam that he was actually Jimmy Leeds, and also she told to Adam that he had a curse for 200 years that prevented him from acne, and every night he becomes a beast. But also he told him that there was a way for broke the curse, and that was if 13 people sang to him on his birthday, he will become a normal child. Also, he had to blow 13 candles. So then they entered to the secret room, and Adam explained the situation to all his friends. Then all decided to sing the happy birthday to Jimmy Leeds. But when he was going to blow out the candles, his mother appeared and said that he would kill all his friends. Why? Because the mother of Jimmy Leeds was the one who put the curse on Jimmy Leeds. So, when he was about to kill all his friends, Adam distracted her, and Jimmy blew out the candles while his mother disappears. Jimmy no longer had the curse, but it was a problem. There was a problem. The curse had been transferred it to Adam and his friends. Now, the indirect characterization. So, in this case, I'm going to analyze the character Adam. So, first, about from actions. Adam shot Jimmy a look, a red hot, fiery look. So, we can conclude that Adam was angry. Then, with feels. Adam's heart felt as if were about to explode as his eyes scanned the terrifying room around him. So, in this case, Adam was scared. With the speech, "This can be real!" Adam cried silently as Eugene wailed like a siren. So, in this case, Adam was surprised. Now, with the effect on others. Adam told him that if he had a little brain, he would go with them. Eugene shot back. Then he hurried after Adam and his friend, lead the re- as his friend led the rest of the group down the hill toward the trestle. So in this case, we can conclude that Adam is persuasive. Now, you're asking, what about look? So in this case, in the case of my book, there's no indirect characterization of the look of the characters. Also, there is no direct characterization about the characters. Now, why you should read this book? So, I'm going to tell you, this book will entertain you. Also, it is not complicated. It has an easy vocabulary, an easy to understand vocabulary. Also, you can learn new words, and it's a fiction book, it's fantasy book. And also, because we are in quarantine, you can read this book. So you will be entertained and no boring. So this was my presentation, and that's all. Thank you.